when your man wanna get fucked.
Jay-Z.
Oh my God! No. And I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
Blue. The first Blue. Not they daughter Blu Cantrell. It's time for you to sing again.
He had another woman that was pregnant that was about to come out with her pregnancy around the same time.
The islands?
Something like that.
What Blu Cantrell never told us about Jay-Z could flip your whole understanding of both of them forever. You think you know their stories? Think again. Because behind the fame, the fortune, and the power couple glow, there's a whispered history that's been tucked away for decades. And honey, it's not just industry drama. It's a bomb waiting to go off. We're talking secret affairs, a pregnancy that got buried, and silence? Oh no. Blu's silence wasn't a choice. It was forced. But what happens when that silence finally breaks? Could Blu Cantrell have been pushed out of the spotlight to protect the Carter empire? Buckle up, because this gets twisted. What if, just what if, Blue Ivy, Beyonce and Jay-Z's iconic daughter, isn't Beyonce's biological child at all? Yep, we're going there. This isn't some tabloid fluff piece. This could be one of the darkest, most jaw-dropping theories in modern music history. Let's rewind the tape. Blu Cantrell was never just a one-hit wonder, no matter what they want you to believe. Before she disappeared, she was on fire.
I was steaming in the beamer, just steaming.
Tiffany Cobb. Yeah, that's Blu's real name. Wasn't just pretty and talented. She had everything, the voice, the vibe, and the machine behind her. Before blowing up, she was working with industry titans like Diddy behind the scenes. Then, in 2001, she finally got her big break. She dropped her debut album and boom, her track Oops, Hit 'Em Up Style exploded. That song didn't just play on radio, it owned it. Blu went from a background vocalist to a full-blown star. Her album went gold in just 2 weeks. She flew up the Billboard 200 and grabbed 2 Grammy nominations. She was doing press non-stop, locking down tours and standing her ground next to early 2000s queens like Ashanti, Maya, and Monica. She was next. The throne was within reach. But then it all started to shift. And no, it wasn't because her music flopped or her fans moved on. It was because of him, Jay-Z.
Have you ever kissed Jay-Z romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that.
The whispers began fast. Blu and Jay-Z? Yeah, real close. Not just friendly, industry pals close, real close. Late night link-ups, quiet vacations, exclusive parties at Diddy's mansion. People on the inside saw it, they felt it. That energy between them, undeniable. The kind that screams more than just business. Then came that Wendy Williams interview. You know, Wendy doesn't hold back. She looked Blu dead in the eye and asked if she'd ever kissed Jay-Z romantically. Blu's face, giggling, blushing, dodging. She never said yes, but she didn't say no either. That smile, that silence, it said everything.
I think at the end of the day, a younger, less savvy to the ways of the world broad.
Somebody a little bit more naive.
You said it, not me.
Boom, one flirty moment and the internet lost its mind. Headlines exploded, fan theories ignited, and Beyonce, she was stepping into her solo queen era. Fresh-faced, polished, dangerous. If the rumors are real, Jay-Z found himself split between 2 forces. Blu, the raw, the wild, the real, and Beyonce, the perfection, the PR dream. That same Wendy interview, Blu dropped heat. She implied Jay didn't choose Beyonce for her talent. Nah, it was because she was young, malleable, easier to control. People laughed it off back then. Petty? Maybe. Jealous? Possibly. But now? It sounds like a warning. A woman pushed out, gutted, and left behind. And Blu didn't stop there. She accused Beyonce of straight up jacking her style. And not long after, poof, Blu just faded like someone pulled the plug. Her gigs vanished. Her label, Arista, dropped her quietly. No drama, no headline feud, just silence. Radio went quiet. Blogs stopped name-dropping. One of R&B's brightest voices, muted. Was it bad luck or something way darker? Jaguar Wright, one of the few artists brave enough to blow the whistle on the industry's twisted underbelly, says it wasn't a coincidence.
Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me.
Jaguar came in loud, saying, Blu didn't just fall, she was erased, blacklisted. According to her, Jay-Z and Beyonce used their power to push Blu out of the game entirely. And that name, Blue Ivy, Jaguar didn't mince words. She called it a move of eraser. Quote, Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, chilling. Blu tried to come back. In 2013, she declared she was a free agent, announced a 3rd album, but nothing dropped, no music, no press, no rollout, just Nothing. Then came 2014, the moment that wrecked her image for good. Blu was found in the streets of Santa Monica, barefoot, screaming, saying she was being poisoned with gas. She was taken in for psychological evaluation, and instead of asking questions, the media pounced, branded her unstable, crazy, unhinged, no compassion, no concern, just chaos. And then she vanished. Again. But what if that breakdown wasn't a breakdown at all? What if she wasn't spiraling, she was running? Some fans believe Blu was never supposed to survive this industry, that the things she knew, the secrets she carried, made her too dangerous. And now comes the wildest theory of them all. Blu Cantrell may actually be the real mother of Blue Ivy Carter. Sounds like a conspiracy Reddit rabbit hole, right? Until you start connecting the dots.
So let's lock this down like it's supposed to be. The 03 Bonnie and Clyde.
Let's do some math. Blu's career, it stopped cold in 2004, right after her second album, No Slow Fade, just gone. Then in 2012, 8 years later, boom, Beyonce announces she's given birth to a daughter, Blue Ivy Carter. Wait, what? Blu disappears. A girl named Blu appears to the same man she was rumored to be romantically involved with. People started questioning, why that name? Was Jay-Z obsessed with the color, or was it something deeper? Fans began digging, and honey, the trail was dark. Was naming their daughter Blu a tribute or a way to erase the woman who came before? Some say Blu was forced to give up a baby or end a pregnancy she wanted. That Beyonce's pregnancy timeline never added up? Remember 2011, that Australian interview? Beyonce sat on a talk show, glowing, but when she leaned forward, her belly folded, like literally folded. The clip went viral. Theories erupted. Was the bump fake? Was someone else carrying the baby? And who did the fingers point back to? Blu? Was she coerced into carrying Jay-Z's baby? Was she forced into silence? Jagger Wright didn't blink. She said Jay and Beyonce didn't just hide Blu, they erased her. She claims even the name Blue Ivy was a power move, not love, control. And according to Blu herself, Beyonce didn't take the pregnancy news well. Blu alleged that Beyonce didn't just react badly, she tried to poison her, forced her to terminate the pregnancy. Blu said that's what broke her, not the music industry. That fame, that betrayal. So when she was screaming barefoot in the streets about gas, was it a breakdown or was it a woman trying to survive? Sound familiar? Think Britney, Kanye, Martin Lawrence. Jaguar writes, it's the same industry playbook. Every single time when someone becomes inconvenient, they get labeled. Flows on point, crazy. And then gone. It's why the Blue Ivy theory refuses to die. Even if Beyonce is the biological mother, the level of secrecy, the NDAs, the tight grip on the narrative, it all smells off. If Blu did have Jay-Z's baby and Beyonce faked it, the entire Carter empire would crumble. Jay-Z, exposed as a liar, a manipulator, a man who had a baby and buried the truth. Beyonce, no longer queen. It's just another player in a ruthless machine. Complicit. And Blu, she wouldn't be a forgotten singer anymore. She'd be the key to one of the most explosive celebrity secrets ever. But Blu never claimed a child. No photos, no birthday shout-outs, just silence. Exactly what they needed. She didn't fade like other artists. She didn't lose fans. She was cut off, period. And the more you look into it, the harder it gets to ignore. And the more you look into it, the harder it gets to ignore. The more you look into it, the harder it gets to ignore. Let's rewind again. Back to 2003, Blu was still hustling, still fighting for her rightful place. She had just released her second album, Bittersweet, and honey, it was solid. Powerful vocals, a clear R&B identity, another Grammy nomination, everything was there. But behind the curtain, something reeked. Despite how good the album was, Arista Records barely promoted it. No huge push, no marketing magic. The budget felt trim. Her team, fading. The label acted like they were already done with her. That Bittersweet tour, quietly shortened. No big announcements, just ghosting. While Beyonce was gearing up to go solo and take over the planet, Blu was being iced out. Quietly, systematically. And then came the final dagger. Arista didn't renew Blu's contract, just dropped her. No statement, no farewell, just silence. People were whispering behind closed doors something wasn't right. But what came next? That's when it got messy. Blu didn't keep quiet. No ma'am, she spoke. She accused Beyonce of stealing her entire style, and guess what? The receipts were there. Blu had dropped a gritty, Wild West inspired video for Round Up, Cowboys, Dust, Cinematic Heat. And then, surprise, Jay-Z and Beyonce come out with 3 Bonnie and Clyde. A dusty road, desert scenes, Bonnie and Clyde energy. The same aesthetic, just polished up and passed off as new. But it didn't stop there. Blu's chart-topping Breathe featured Sean Paul and had that smooth Caribbean wave, sexy, addictive. Then Beyonce suddenly pops out Baby Boy with, guess who? Sean Paul. Same island rhythm, same vibes. Was it inspiration or strategy? Because while Beyonce's machine was making sure every release was a smash, Blu's world was crumbling. Her promo team gone, her budget slashed, her name vanished from the mainstream. And Blu, she wasn't backing down. In an interview with The Guardian, Blu came out swinging. When asked about Beyonce, she didn't mince her words. I'm an adult, she's younger, and if she's doing what you're saying, then she's being a little immature. Then she dropped the line that sent fans into a frenzy. If you have issues with your man, address it with him. Don't take it out on the girl. Ooh, that wasn't just shade, that was a direct hit. Blu wasn't just bitter, she was furious. She wasn't just calling out Bey, she was calling out Jay too. And then, gone. Again, no album 3, no lead single, no music video. Blu just disappeared. Jaguar Wright calls this the industry eraser. You don't fade out. You get deleted. Blu wasn't just forgotten, she was removed. And this wasn't just about diva drama, it was about control. If Blu really had a romantic relationship with Jay-Z, maybe even a child, then removing her from the picture was never about chart positions. It was about burying the threat. And here's what makes it all the more terrifying. It didn't just happen to Blu. Let's talk about the pattern. Where were all the powerful R&B girls from the early 2000s? When Beyonce exploded? Maya? Monica? Even Aaliyah? And wouldn't you know, that's exactly when Blu's contract has snatched away. Blu later dropped another bombshell. She was told to use a specific lawyer for her record deal negotiations, someone she trusted. Except that same lawyer was working for the label. And for Jay-Z, she was playing hard. I would have gotten my own lawyer if I knew, she said. They took what was mine. Her masters, gone. Royalties, pennies. And when she fought, she hit walls everywhere. And that 2014 meltdown, yeah, that was the final crack.
Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did Elle. Just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly, just like he did his relationship with Aaliyah. Blu, it's time to talk.
It was 2:00 a.m. Santa Monica. Blu was barefoot, screaming that someone was trying to poison her with gas. Pop showed up. She was taken in for psychiatric evaluation, but the headlines didn't say trauma victim. They said crazy pop star. Unstable, washed up. They dragged her. But for some of us watching, it felt all too familiar. Martin Lawrence in '96, running through traffic, screaming he was being targeted. Kanye in 2016, hospitalized after calling out Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Hollywood secrets. Britney Spears, branded crazy, shaved her head, chased by paparazzi for years, always the same script. Call them crazy, break them, silence them, and Blu followed that same pattern. But she didn't stay silent. Years later, she talked, and what she said, it changed everything. She claimed that lawyer, the one who was supposed to protect her during her Arista contract, he was working for Jay-Z's people. They were all working together, she said. They took what was mine. And that night in 2014, Blu says it wasn't a breakdown. It was her trying to escape something terrifying. Someone, she said, really did try to poison her. A gas leak or something planned? She's not the only one with a story like that either. But the day before she was going to go public, she was found dead. The case was closed fast. No follow-up, no deep investigation.
The other mistress that has a love child with Jay-Z, allegedly. I didn't work on that story, but the reporters that did reported that, she was paid very well.
And that's why Blu's breakdown feels different now. Not mental illness, but a final scream from someone who had been silenced for way too long. By 2014, Blu had nothing. No deal, no lawyer, no protection. And when she finally snapped, they painted her as unstable and moved on. Because if Blu was erased, who's next? And how many more voices have been silenced? This isn't just gossip anymore. This is truth clawing its way out, and people are finally ready to listen.